Peace and love, family, peace and love. Today, I'm going to be getting into the Secured Party Creditor process, 928 papers. You might be unfamiliar with some of these processes, but I'm going to get into some of the nitty-gritty stuff. Not too much because there's a specific way to file. But if you guys want to file, I'll put you guys on, or why you file, or whatever. I can do a private call with you guys. There are other ways of having other people via the power of attorney to file on behalf of you. But I would say the best possible case scenario is you filing for yourself. So by you becoming a secured party creditor, okay, so there's levels to this, guys. What you're going to do is you are going to have the Form 56, all right? You're going to have the Form 56. The Form 56, let's kind of get into this. Here we go. Secured Party Creditor process. There's the full expedited version done in 3 to 5 weeks. All right. So I'm going to explain this. This is makefreedom.com. Go thereafter. All right. Or maybe I'll put a link in the description below. And so one thing is that they'll do everything, but it is through the power of attorney. So I'm going to explain it to you that maybe you file a couple of these things by yourself beforehand if you know what you're doing, and then file the rest with them to secure all of that. And then it limits the power of attorney to those those particular documents. And then at that point, once you have the right standing, you can go through a revocation of a power of attorney or revocation of power of attorney. Any prior powers of attorney specifically. You can go through those different processes. So I'm going to get into some of this expedited stuff. This is $750. I'm going to go into description. All right. So a lot of the questions that you might ask, are you ready to take control back of your own life? Are you ready to take control of your own life? Become a secured party creditor is the first step towards this goal. Most people don't realize this, okay? The process includes everything that needs to be done to establish a superior interest, controlling interest, a superior interest in the debtor trust. What is the debtor trust? It's the all caps name. It's your name on a document, on a mail form. You think that's you, that's the business, bro. That's the social security number, that's the business. I'm not even capping, okay? This filing is the fully inclusive filing, leaving you the least amount of work to do on your end. So yeah, there's going to be some prior powers of attorney, but depending on how far you go, some of them, they might not even matter, but you'll have the establishment in the superior lien. If you want to limit the stress of getting your filing done, streamline this process yourself, okay? So they make it sound like pretty good. I would say do most of this stuff yourself. I'm going to be completely honest. But ultimately, documents that are included in this filing. Security agreement. So you're going to have a security agreement. So there is going to be an agreement and there's going to be a security. You have to see the cultivation of that. What is a security? You have to look at what a security actually is. Common law copyright. Well, you better common law copyright your name. So copyright your common law name. Copyright your common law name. All right. Hold harmless and indemnity bond or agreement. Okay. Hold harmless and indemnity agreement, and it's a bond. And then 2, that's going to be like $100 million. So it'll be $100 million to protect this being. This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to send this to, let's say, Department of Treasury as a bond note to protect this being with this type of thing. So there's completely what? Secure. This is under this security agreement, the Secured Party Creditor agreement. Okay, now let's keep getting into it. Form 56 and F56. A Form 56 is fiduciary notice of fiduciary relationship. A W8 BIN is it is a foreign status of beneficial owner of that of the individual. What is the individual? The straw man, the corporation, the EIN, the SSN of the person. All right, and you might be filing a W8 BIN E, and you might take it because the individual became an estate or the social security number became an estate. EIN, but it's the same it's the same trust, bro. So it's not just about your SSN, because you can update your SSN to an EIN estate. Prove me wrong. UCC financing statement is UCC 1. The UCC financing addendum is UCC 3. A cover letter. You want a cover letter with the specific jurisdictions, with specific types of signatures. You want it to look clean. Chargeback letter, declaration of trust, a Schedule A, Okay, so you're going to have all these things, and this is going to put things out to them. And you might even have like certain types of things additionally with this. Okay, what does this do? What are the benefits of becoming a secured party creditor? A lot of people ask, what is the benefit of becoming an SBC, bro, or an SP? It separates with specific distinction the flesh and blood man from the fictitious corporate entity, which is the all caps name, the thing that you find on a letter. So they're slightly different, but you claim that that's you. And if that shit goes wrong, you're going to have to pay for it as a liability, which is why we have limited liability companies and different EIN. So we don't put it under the SSN. So then if some shit happens, they don't personally sue your ass. It has everything to do with the law. It has everything to do with the law and the way that we're operating in good standing or in good structure, so that we've built the proper trust structure, that we build the proper type of structure within our home, within the family trust, within the private EIN business trust. Okay. Reserves. So any reserves, or secures, meaning that it's a security. So it's a 1-for-1 technically. So 1-for-1 meaning is that they're getting their money back regardless, or we've already secured the lien over it. We have a lien over it. Okay. Secures rights and interests. Remember, you have no rights unless they are asserted. A lot of people are claiming U.S. citizen, and so they're saying, I have no rights, that I'm just a U.S. citizen, I'm an employee of the federal corporation, known as the United States, okay, which is taken over by 12 Federal Reserve banks, which are not technically federal, which are technically not reserves. The only thing that they're telling you is that it's a bank, and it's private. It's a private corporation. It's a for profit, and they'll go through 12 different cities with 12 different, buildings that have Roman architecture. That's interesting. Have Roman architecture or Luciferian architecture in the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty. Very interesting. Creates the ability to proceed in other filings. So you can, when you do this, you can proceed in other filings, such as like granting yourself. So 2, you can grant yourself power of attorney. So that's what I'm saying is you can go through this, but then you could say like, add me to the power of attorney list, because if I schedule a power of attorney and that I'm operating within the power of attorney within this type of document while I'm filing, I can bring on additional attorneys such as makefreedom.com and say, hey, file me the same way that, you know what I mean, with the power of attorney too. And so it's with you and them to cover your bases and to give you a stronger case. Establish a superior interest in the debtor trust. So this means that anybody who wants to try to sue the personal corporation or tries to sue you, what you would think of as you. When someone tries to sue you, they're like, I'm going to sue you. Like, you can't sue me, bro. You want to know why? Because the first person who's going to get paid is me, because I paid a lien over my straw man. Yeah, bro. It's like I've already showed up, checkmated your ass before I even met your ass. That's really what it is. So like when you do that, it starts to, and this is what protection, this is meant for the people who are, it's meant for, okay? The people who genuinely need it, the people who genuinely know it. So it establishes a superior interest in the debtor trust. It establishes a common law copyright over that of your common law name. It defines what actual penalties for violations of rules and rights are. So it actually shows you, so we're putting them on notice. That's what it defines or declares or puts them on notice that, hey, I see through your shit. I definitively see through your shit. And you cannot get away with this any longer. Here's my correct paperwork. Here's my correct status. Give me an FOIA. Give me the proper, identification, all these different types of things. You better do it. Or I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to sue the federal. I'm going to sue this, or whatever. Or whatever. And so sometimes you don't even need to do this. A lot of times they don't even go to those types of things. You could settle it before then. And settle it meaning that like you can easily win the case, because sometimes you're working with companies that ain't even they're just completely dead corporations anyways. You just have to put them on notice and tell them, hey, cease and desist. I'm not trying to do any of this anymore. I don't operate within this type of structure anymore. Peace and love. See you guys in the next one. I'm going to be getting into this and whatnot. State level birth certificate is the only thing needed to do this. And you just need it for the state file number to be able to do this. All right. Peace and love.